Hello, boys and girls. It's Miss Michelle here, and I just wanted to come to you this week with our lesson for this coming Sunday. First, I had a question for you. Has anyone ever seen this book before? This is a book called Where's Waldo? Some of your parents might have heard of this too. It used to be called Where's Wally? And you can still find this book in bookstores and in libraries. And how many of you have actually looked inside of this book? If you have, you know that this guy right here, this is Waldo, and that he wears a red and white striped ski cap. He wears a matching shirt or sweater that's red and white striped. He's got that really nice smile on his face, and he's wearing these thick, round glasses that you can really see his eyes pop, can't you? And so in these books, there are many pictures of Waldo, but the trick is that he is hidden in these pictures. Like, he is a very, very, very hard to find. Like, look at this. You have to look in here to try to find him. And so I thought that I would just kind of show you this one picture. It's really simple. There's not a lot of people in it, but I wanted to hold it up really close to see if you could find Waldo. Let's see. Oh, I found him. He's right here. Right there. Did you guys find him too? Well, this is just a fun book to be able to read and to be able to just kind of look and try to find Waldo. And so it got me thinking, because our Bible lesson today is about a time when there were people that were looking for Jesus. And he was kind of hard to find because Jesus, he kept moving around from town to town, village to village, preaching and helping people. And so Jesus had been traveling. He was out in the countryside and he had been teaching the people. He had been healing the sick. He became very, very popular, and everybody everywhere wanted to find him. There were great crowds of people that would gather around Jesus. There were crowds of people that would follow Jesus from place to place. And they went to hear Jesus preach and teach about God's love for them, and also to have their diseases healed. One day, Jesus went to the home of Simon Peter. When he got there, Peter's mother-in-law was sick in bed with a fever. So they went and told Jesus about her, and Jesus went to her. When Jesus got to her, he took her hand and he helped her up, and immediately her fever left her. She was healed, and she went to fix everyone some dinner. When the people had heard about what had happened at Peter's house, they went to Peter's house and they gathered outside of his door. Jesus went to the people and he healed them. He healed them of their diseases. He helped them. That's what Jesus does, isn't it? The next morning, Jesus got up very early and he went outside. Jesus went to pray to the Father. Well, later, when Peter and the disciples got up, they couldn't find Jesus. So they went out looking for him. And when they found him, they said to him, "Jesus, everyone is looking for you." And Jesus answered them and said, "Let's go to a nearby village. Let's go to some of these towns." He said, "I need to preach there also. It is why I came." So Jesus traveled all around Galilee, teaching and preaching and healing people. Do you know that there are people today that are still looking for Jesus? I hope you're one of those people. And do you know where to find him? Well, you can find Jesus right here in the Bible. People are looking for him because he has the answer to what is really wrong with them. You know, they might not have a disease. They might not have some type of a sickness or an illness that they need healed from. But every single person needs healed from their sin. And Jesus is the one that can do it. The Bible tells us in Deuteronomy 4:29 that if you search for him, you will find him. When you search for him with all of your heart and all of your soul. Boys and girls, this book right here, this is where you can find all about what Jesus can do for you and all about how Jesus can heal you. But you know what? When you have the answer, when you know what Jesus can do for you, he expects you to go out and to tell people about him. Remember last week we talked about being a fisher for men? That's what he wants us to do. He wants us to go out into the world and to share him with others. Boys and girls, do what Jesus said. If you don't know about him and you want to know, read his word. And if you do know about him, go and tell other people, because there's so many people out there in the world that are sick. Maybe not from a disease like a fever or a cough or even the coronavirus, but they're sick because they have sin in their life and they need to be forgiven. And you've got the cure. You have the answer, and that's Jesus. Our new Bible verse is, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him will not perish but will have eternal life." John 3:16. I know a lot of you know that verse. Go, share Jesus, because whoever believes in him will not perish from their sin, but will have eternal life forever with him. Boys and girls, if you would like to do more activities with this week's lesson, you can go to Lifeway Kids and go to Unit 21, Session 1. And you will find other things that you can do to help just make this lesson just stick more in your mind. I am so glad that you joined me today. And I just pray that each and every one of you will be able to be with me soon. I miss you very much. And I'm just grateful and thankful that God has placed each one of you in my life so that I can share with you about Jesus each and every week. I love you, and I will be praying for you. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.